Welcome back, my fairies. I'm Matsuorific, joined once again by my best friend Fishy,
Hello.
and of course the lovely Mama Wolf Meg. And we are back with more Pokemon Legends ZA Shiny Hunting. It is week 3 of the bounty hunt, and this week's high value bounties have already been claimed by myself and B-Rad. So we are hunting last week's high value bounties that still have not been claimed yet. Gardner has been hunting the Maushold, the 3-family Maushold, while B-Rad has been hunting this Shalfa Drampa, specifically in Zone 19. It has to be in Zone 19. It has to be this specific Drampa that spawns under this gazebo here. It has to be shiny and alpha. But, since I'm feeling better, but still having some issues in my left hand, this hunt can be done via resets, so... Though I might also switch over to the turbo controller, because I did confirm with a pin that, and I think I still have the pin there too, that this is less than 70 meters. Oh no, it's 60, never mind. 70 is how far you have to be away to despawn, never mind. I was gonna say, we could do zone teleportation resets, but that actually does not work because it's not, because it's more than 60. Never mind. So yeah, this is the only way that you can hunt this thing. And before the DLC, it was the only way to get Drampa as a Shalfa. Now you got the DLC and you can always hunt it in the distortions, but that's not allowed for this specific hunt. So, yeah. This week's high value bounties were a shiny legendary, which B-Rad found almost right away. Like, I didn't have a chance to check the high value bounties until my lunch break today. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go for the legendary. And I was like, oh, I already found it. That was fast. So this...
legendary, was it?
Yep, so the only one that was left was a shiny Dedenne eating an apple, which is a very rare shiny to get, because there's only one... Yeah.
I was about to say, that's very specific.
Yes. So, in certain parts of town, there are berry stands that will have Pokemon that spawn right next to the berry stands. Hey, Nixie! Hey! Congrats on getting your Switch! Let's go! And those Pokemon can be shiny. You can get either a Dedenne or an Emolga that will be eating a berry that they basically stole from the berry stand. But they can be shiny. And someone discovered that a while back. So that was the other hunt. So since I was on my lunch break, I'm like, okay, let me just... There's a bench right here, because it's right... There's one right next to the Pokemon Center. It's a bench right here. I'll set up bench resets and check it when I get off of work. And I get off of work and hey, there's a shiny Dedenne. Now there is a faster way to hunt that Dedenne because you can also teleport spawn that Pokemon Center, but you can't automate that. So I did teleport spam while I was on my lunch break. But then when I went back, I just set it to auto hunt, and there it was. You won't have it set up in time for your stream tonight, but you're going to get it set up after stream? Nice. Once you get home? Yeah, fair. It's gotta feel nice to finally have a Switch again. Oops, nope. I'm glad you were able to get that. Might have to push the stream back an hour because the traffic is bad. Oof. Well, drive safe. Having to push stream back an hour is better than not having it at all because you got in an accident. That's what I tell my guests too when they call in while they're driving. And it's like, okay, I just need your card to hold the room under. Well, I'm driving right now, so give me a sec. It's like, yes, absolutely. Take however long you need to pull over, find a parking lot, something, so that you don't get into an accident while giving me your card info. You're not the one driving, but we'll do. Ah, okay, well, tell Matt to drive safe.
Either way.
So honestly, that'd be even worse for you both to get into an accident. Like, an accident would be terrible regardless, but... Also, if we get a shiny that's not an alpha, I'm not even going to catch it. I'm just going to reset over it and keep going.
Yeah.
I already have a shiny Drampa in my living dex, but I don't have a Shelfa Drampa. Oh, I think my fries are done too. Poor Leo, he's so comfortable and purring away on my lap.
No, disturbed the kitty.
Yeah, but I'm hungry. I hunger. You have one more errand to run to pick up something, but Lay's taking forever to reply with an address. Ah. Okay, Leomon, I'm sorry. He's looking at me like, no, no, you're not. You're not getting up. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I need to. He's like, but I'm comfortable. I know. I know you are. I am too. I also don't want to get up. But I'm hungry. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Okay, Leo.
Yeah, Leo's gotta... Yep.
Now we
Leo's
may
like,
relax. Oh, sorry.
He's like, Mama. Bye.
Yes, now we make it comfy.
Doesn't mean you're still Mama's prize though, Leo.
No.
Those are mama's fries.
Yee.
Plus fries are not good for keys
Mm-hmm.
because of the salt content.
Be right back.
Okay.
Get
That also doesn't mean you can eat Mama's keyboard.
Leo.
Hello, Latios Ultima. Welcome. It's been a while.
Right?
Good to see you again. Yama, you gonna lay down?
So no, because I don't know if you're gonna get back up again.
Indeed, it has been. How doing? Doing pretty good. I was in quite a bit of pain for a couple of weeks there, but I'm finally starting to recover. And now we are just shiny hunting. Yeah, I've been dealing with carpal tunnel and ended up injuring my shoulder. And I had to get medicine. And one of the medicine that I was taking helped a lot, like so much. And then the other medicine that I was taking was actually backfiring on me.
Oh, good, good.
I ended up
The
having...
counteractive.
Hello, DD, welcome. And I ended up having a very rare side effect that it was causing me joint pain in the rest of my body. So instead of helping me to feel better, I was feeling worse. So I stopped taking it. And then I had another rare side effect that apparently, in very rare cases, you can go into withdrawal after ending that same medicine.
Oh my goodness.
So I was having muscle spasms, which also hurt. But I was able to take ibuprofen to deal with the muscle spasms, and that made things so much better. And I'm finally at the point where I don't have to take ibuprofen every day just to be comfortable. And because I was finally feeling better this week, I even made a promise to myself that I wasn't going to take BTO at all this week. I did have one issue on Wednesday where I won't go into the details, but something like really frustrated me and stressed me out. So it's like, okay, well, it's at least after the time that I normally allow myself to take VTO, and this is, you know, this is something completely unrelated. I'm not just taking it because it's slow and I'm bored and I've already worked till 1:30. Because I won't let myself take it before then unless I'm like really sick. So now that I'm feeling better, yeah. But other than that, I haven't taken any VTO. Like, well, so I took VTO for that one day, but the rest of the week, I didn't take any VTO. I worked my entire shift. Now, I was happy to be able to, to work my full shift as well. And now the week is over. And I can finally relax. Yeah, it also figures that this would happen like literally right as the bounty hunting was about to start too. So that's also been a lot of fun trying to compete in this contest while also trying to rest my hands and my shoulder. You've been playing champions and getting back into battling? Oh, nice. I have no interest in champions. I probably would have been but I would have at least checked it out if there was a single player mode. But the lack of single player just killed it for me.
Especially if it's competitive too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play it.
Yeah, I have no interest in competitive. Like, I know some competitive strategies, but like I go out of my way to learn those so that I can use them in playthroughs. Like, oh, these are the Pokemon that you EV train against. It's like, oh, these are some of the natures that are really helpful. Here's some strategies that people use.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Yes.
There's only 3v3, which does suck, you agree. You just majority do doubles. Well, no, it's PvP. Player versus player. There's no single player. You can't just battle the computer. It's like, that's one of the nice things about Pokemon TCG Pocket. Is that, yeah, you can play against other people and they have they even do monthly competitions and stuff. But you don't have to do that to play the game. You can just collect the cards and play against the NPC. And that's what I usually do when I play Pocket. Is I'll do the NPC battles instead of the PvP ones. Been playing Digimon and Monster Rancher. They're completely different. Yeah, that makes sense that they would play different, as they are different franchises. Well, no, like, it's not even the fact that there's no story mode. There's just no single player battles. You can't just build a team and then battle against an NPC that's not going to go all out and try to compete with you. Or end the battle because they're a child who can't handle the fact that they're losing. Because TCG Pocket doesn't have a story to it either. But I still play that because I enjoy being able to collect the cards and battle against the NPC. I haven't really gotten into the card game since I was a child. I kind of fell out of it when Generation 2 came out. And never really picked it back up. Like, I did collect a few cards for a little bit, with a guy that I dated for a while. But after he and I broke up, I was like, okay, yeah, I don't really have much interest in collecting these anymore. Sorry, Dee Dee, I've never played Bomberman. So, all that is completely lost on me. But yeah, if they had it so that you could just battle with NPCs, that would be totally fun. Kind of like if they had it like in Pokemon Stadium, you had the gym leader tower. So you just go through the tower and you fight you do back-to-back battles against the NPC, and that was fun. If they had something like that, I absolutely would have gone through that. There was no story mode to Gym Leader Tower. You just battled the gym leaders. And also the trainers. Like each gym leader would have 3 gym trainers. So you'd battle them first and then you'd battle the gym leader. If they had something like that in Champions, that I would check out. But as the game is now, where it's only PvP, that doesn't interest me. But I am happy for the people who are enjoying the PvP that they get to have that experience. So I don't think it's right to try and say that if you don't enjoy something or if you can't experience something, that no one else should be able to enjoy or experience it. That's selfish. Unfortunately, there are entitled people out there that are like, oh, well, I can't have this experience, so nobody else should be allowed to have this experience.
Right.
Like, the people who are mad that the Amazing Digital Circuses finale isn't going to be near them, or they can't afford to go. So, like, well, nobody else should go. They should just cancel the whole thing if they're not going to make it available for everybody. Because spoilers. And it's like, okay.
Except they're working really hard to get it into as many theaters as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But there are small indie companies, so like...
Yeah. And they act like because they don't want to be spoiled, and because there will undoubtedly be people who go to see the finale in theaters then go online and post spoilers, that therefore the entire event is bad and Glitch is awful and everybody going to it is horrible and supporting these terrible business practices. And it's like, it's a celebration of this show that we love. It's a celebration of how far indie animation has come. The fact that an event like this even exists is amazing for indie animation. And if it does well, then that opens the door for other shows like it to have that kind of opportunity in the future, because the theaters and the people who run them will see, hey, this actually is profitable for us. There is interest in this kind of event. We should open ourselves up to more.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big boost to indie animation if it does well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could mean like more support for smaller indie studios working on film, animated films and television and shows.
Yeah. And I am practicing what I preach too. Like, Rena and I are going to go and see it on June 9th. But I have no intention at all of sharing any spoilers. And I will be enforcing that no one is allowed to say spoilers in the chat.
Mm-hmm. In other animated news, as of tomorrow, it'll be only 1 month until Sophia the First Royal Magic premieres.
You know what also comes out 1 month after tomorrow?
What?
Paralives.
I don't even know what that is.
I hope it's a life simulation.
It's a life simulation game very similar to The Sims.
Which I'm hoping does really well, so that like Sims no longer dominates that market.
Yeah, it's completely indie, and the creators have also said that, you know, they have no, like, they are going to release DLC in the future, but it's going to be completely free. So you literally only buy the base game, and then when DLC does come out that you want, you just download what you want. Completely for free. So I'm really looking forward to that. And it's not going to be as processor intensive as Life by You it has been. So, like, it'll actually run on most computers.
That's good.
You don't need, like, a $10,000 gaming computer to play it. It's also very stylized too, because Life by You is very realistic.
Prefer stylized games.
Yeah, and it can even be a little bit Uncanny Valley. But Paralyzed is a lot more stylized and stuff. And it is going to have a much better character creator. They're calling it the Paramaker. And it has so much more detail to it. Because it's got a color wheel. But aside from a color wheel, you can also... It's also got a bunch of preset patterns. And you can mix and match items. So, like, you can layer a shirt with a jacket.
Nice.
And you can color individual parts of the item too.
So also, like, if you wanted the sleeves of a top to be different color than the rest of the top.
So it's going to be a lot more customizable. Yeah, I was actually thinking about Sophia the First before stream too. I had a thought, and I'm like, okay, how does this even work? Because, like, you remember how Sophia the First, you know, there was the Halloween episode where Sophia met, like, actual ghosts. And, like, everyone could see the ghosts. So it wasn't even just Sophia that could speak to and interact with the ghosts.
But yeah, it's like, but then you have Elena of Avalor, and it's like, nobody can see the ghosts except for Elena, and Elena can only see them on Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do ghosts work differently across the different kingdoms?
It's like, how does this work?
Is it based on, like, their belief system and, like, what version of the spirit, like, world they go to or not?
Because, I mean, it's not the Avaloran spirit world, it's the spirit world.
Spirit world. It's just the spirit world, and I'm like, okay, but it sounds like with the ghosts in Sophia, they don't go to a spirit world. It's like they haunt, because, like, Dax and his friends and family sound like they haunt different, like, castles and places in the Everrealm. So I'm like, are there different? I'm like, does that mean that there are different types of ghosts? Like those that have successfully moved on and are simply just like able to visit at certain times, and those that are like haven't moved on and are like
because like Jax made it sound like he just lives in the palace. And
he lives in the attic.
Yeah, he lives in the attic, so he's there 365 days of the year. It's not just All Hallows Eve.
Except on Halloween when he can, like, every 100... Except on Halloween every 100 years when he's able to, like, leave the castle and go. But then we see him in another Halloween episode, being, like, a ghost coachman for this, like, haunted hayride. So I'm like... So he can leave the castle and go to Dunwoody Village on Halloween? But, like, I didn't really think about it before, but now I'm having all the... I'm like...
Yeah, that's true. Like, how is he able to leave the castle?
Yeah, because the first episode that Dax ever appears in, it sounds like he is at least, like, if not actually stuck in the physical castle, he can't leave, like, the grounds of it. Or maybe he has, like, a range, and every 100 years he's able to, like, go much farther than he ever can. Because that I feel like that is some ghost lore where, like, a ghost has, like, an area that they haunt, but, like, they're tethered to a building, and they can't go, like, too far away from it. So I'm guessing, like, since Dunwoody Village is, like, the village right... Like, the village closest to the castle in Enchantia, maybe that's why he's able to be there, because it's like...
Maybe.
You can still, like, physically see the castle from Dunwoody. So it's like, okay, that's as far as he can go is to the village.
Because, like, if it was just Sophia that could see the ghost, you could explain that it's like, oh, okay, that's just an amulet power that that never even got explained. It's just like, okay, Sophia can see these ghosts. No one else could see them. It's probably her amulet that did that. Which would make sense, because being trapped in the amulet is what makes Elena able to see spirits.
Yeah, but it's like, no, everyone can see them, and Sophia, like, explains them away as, like, it's magic. They're not really ghosts. It's not really ghosts. And then, like, again, in the next Halloween episode that Dax appears in, everyone can see him and his other ghost friends that are, like, helping with the haunted hayride. So I'm like, is this just, like, are, like, different types of ghosts? Because that is a thing in, like, ghost lore. Like, there's different types of ghosts.
I mean, it's also possible that it could just be that these ghosts have something else that's tethering them to the living world, like unfinished business.
Yeah, because it's like the ghosts that Elena sees are specifically visiting because it's Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. Most of the rest of the time, they're in the spirit world. Whereas with Dax and his friends, it sounds like, oh no, they, like, are living, or, like, haunted. They are haunting the human world. Like, they are in the human world 365 days a year and haunting specific locations.
So, like, I guess it could be that that haunting ghosts can be seen by everyone, but spirits that have moved on, that are no longer tethered to the, you know, to their lives,
mortal world.
Yeah, to the mortal coil, move on to the spirit world. But that also raises a question: did Elena's parents ever get stuck in the world of the living after Shiriki took over. Because, like, they would obviously have unfinished business. Their kingdom was taken over, and their family trapped by in a painting and an amulet. So it's like, how did they move on?
Maybe also how you pass away has a effect, because like they had no bodies after.
True.
Like they had no bodies that were like to be buried. It was Shiriki vaporized them.
Mm-hmm.
She also ended the lives of those innocent horses.
Although I did have another thought, though, which is, like, kind of sweet. Like, to get there, we have to talk about something that's a bit more morbid, though. The fact that, you know, the show does kind of touch on the fact that life went on without them while they were trapped inside the amulet and that painting. And, like, it's kind of sad when we see Elena meeting up with some of her old friends from her childhood, and they're all so much older now. While she's still 16, they're all in their, like, 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's kind of sad, but then you get to the Mother's Day episode in season 4, and you realize Luisa was the village grandmother, or village abuela, who actually got to see the village kids when they became much older, who got to come by and tell her how much she meant to them as children. In ways only adults can put into words.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a unique experience that only Abuela really gets to have because of her circumstances. Or Luisa. I know, you can call her Luisa or Abuela, but I usually prefer to call them by their real names, Luisa and Francisco. They're such a cute couple, too. I absolutely loved seeing Luisa and Francisco as a couple. They were so sweet and they were so in love.
I love what he did for her in the Sweethearts Days, aka like the Valentine's Day episode.
Mm-hmm.
Where he like they had these usual plans that they did, but like this year he wanted it to be like extra special. And it like that did make her worry, because he did seem to like almost brush her off, but it's like, no, he's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that he's fallen out of love for you, it's just that he's planning this big surprise.
Mm-hmm. But, like, you really feel for Luisa, too, because, like, you understand how she's got to be feeling in that moment. And you're just like, no! It's not like that! Please don't be
like
sad!
Yeah, like on a rewatch of it, you're like, no, Luisa!
He loves you and he just wants to show you how much.
He gathered, like, all those flowers. And that was a fun episode.
Mm-hmm.
See, Armando made everyone start singing.
That was a really, I forget her name, but the romance between Armando and that other girl was really sweet too.
For years now, I've admired you from afar. You're like, oh.
I'm honestly glad that they didn't go the route of like Armando secretly actually does have a really good voice. He just has to believe himself. It's like no,
It is a little confusing because I'm like, heard Armando singing before, and he wasn't that bad. In like a previous episode, like remember when the episode in season 1 where they like the fire ruby or opal and it turns them into like the tiny little wooden figures, and he and Private Higgins think they're like
Leo.
These like creatures.
Leo down.
Oh, naughty boy.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah, it's like he and Private Higgins sing a song in that episode, and singing wasn't bad.
Yeah. Musical logic.
Yeah. There must be something in the air. Either of you seen me, abuelo? Not like him to run away so weird. It's like he doesn't care. There must be something in the air. I sing my step, get a glint in my eye. I don't rap of the world, though I'm not really too sure why. There's the dust, and some chores to be done. But in spite of all of that, art shines like the sun. Beyond compare. There must be something in the air. And it is like any other. It's just with one another. You have some time to spare. There must be something in the air. Armando, did you cut your hair? Is it that noticeable? Eleni, you're singing. The kids are all singing. The guards are all singing. They all singing. But I am not singing. Oh wait, am I singing? I guess I am singing. Why are we all singing? Is there something in the air? There must be something in the air. Is there something in the air? If somebody knows, I'd wish they'd share. I might possibly know why this is happening. It's his fault! His fault! His fault! Something in the air! There's something in the air! I'm so glad that it is there. There must be something in the air. Something in the air.
Yeah, that was a fun episode, though.
Yeah.
It's always fun when you have those episodes where it's like, oh, some magic is happening, and now everybody is forced to sing.
It's even funny when it's like in a show that's like already a musical show, where they break out into song like once every episode to just now have it be like, it's like from this point on, the entire rest of the episode is going to be in song.
Yup. At least until Armando breaks the curse. Or breaks the spell. Yeah, that was not smart of him to put his hair in the potion. Like, the potion does not call for you to put your hair in it. Do not put your hair in it.
Yes, it did.
Oh, it did? No.
Yep.
I don't think it did.
It did.
Because that was what went wrong, was that he put his hair in the potion.
No. One of the ingredients was his hair.
Okay.
I could have sworn that was the mistake that he made.
No. I'm pretty sure it called for a lock of his hair.
Guess we'll never know.
I mean,
unless we
go back and rewatch it. Yeah.
I don't think we actually get a specific reason why the potion went wrong.
Because the potion was supposed to make him a better singer.
By the way, water break.
Water break. Monkey butt. You might. Oh. Oh. Ear scratches? What is that, monkey butt?
Sweetheart's Day. Buy a flower for someone that's special. That moment showcased a lesbian couple briefly.
At a time when it wasn't as common in children's animated or children's media.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like so brief that like internet, if they aired it, they could like edit that.
Yeah. Like that's all they could really do at the time.
It's like two background characters. And they don't say anything. It's just.
It's a blink and you miss it moment.
It's like one of them gives the other one a flower.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the new show though.
Yeah, okay, I found the transcript for that episode. Here's the scene with the potion where it's like, Flo's like, ooh, a potion that will magically inspire magnificent singing. Let's make it! And then Armando, us, but we're not wizards. So what? I mean, you gotta sing to Marlena before Sweetheart Day ends, and time's a wasting. Tick-tock, Armando, tick-tock. Okay, let's see here. Spider-Vine sap, MacGuffin oil. What about this ingredient? Wait, what? A lock of my own hair?
Okay. I could have sworn that wasn't supposed to be in it.
Well, now we know.
So then what did go wrong?
Maybe how much hair he put in. Flo does go, whoa, that was a big lock. It was?
Because I'm pretty sure Mateo also mentions, like, what exactly went wrong with it.
It says here they messed up how the spell is cast. That's all.
Oh, okay. Sad thing is that if they just asked Mateo, he probably would have helped them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think they do go to his workshop to find him, and he's not there, and they're like,
oh yeah,
"Oh, the day's almost over. We have to do this now."
It's like, dang it, Flo.
Flo kind of talks Armando into doing it.
Mm-hmm. I didn't really care much for Flo as a character.
She wasn't the worst new character, like, to be introduced, like, in a later season of a show, but I definitely felt like, oh, she felt kind of shoehorned in, like...
Yeah. Like, she was definitely... Like, there's no way that she wasn't studio meddling.
Like, give Elena an animal sidekick, and it's like she already has those, the Jacquins, like... They actually, like, I think Flo was just like, oh, we're getting, like... They're like, this season's gonna be really intense with, like, the emotion and a little high stakes in a lot of the episodes, you know, with the whole, reveal of what
Esteban did.
What Esteban did, so it's like, we need some comedic relief. Let's introduce a wacky animal sidekick.
It's like, Skylar has plenty of comedic relief, though.
Mm-hmm.
Although it was nice getting to see Skylar mature over the course of the show, too.
Mm-hmm. Skylar's the main Jacqueline that Elena uses, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's the one that Elena mainly rides.
He's the blue one.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's Skylar, who's the younger male, Luna, who's the female, and Miggs, who's the older male.
He's the one who becomes a dad.
Yep. And eventually he becomes chief of the
Jacqueline.
Avalorn.
the Avalorn Jacquins. Meanwhile, Skylar is the Prince of Via Styria, and next in line to take over for his father, the king.
King Virago.
Yee. Although it's also like, we get an episode where James is king for a day. We get an episode where Skylar is king for a day. And we get an episode where Isabel is crowned princess for a day. We better get an episode in the new show of Amber being queen for a day.
Especially since they're like, she's the actual heir.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like the whole thing of like, oh, James learning what it takes to be king. It's like, and then season 3 happened, or like, no, season 4 happens, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, James, you're not the heir to the throne.
But yeah, James's reaction to that kind of proved that he wasn't really, that he was also just as selfish as he was portraying Amber to still be. He's like, oh, I'm supposed to be the future king. Amber's a fool. She's not gonna be queen, or she's not gonna be a good queen. And it's like, James, you're not even happy doing any of the duties that a crown prince would have to do. Amber actually enjoys that stuff. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
But at least it was discovered while they were young, because like it's like I imagine it would have been a lot worse if they were like teenagers when they found out. It's like James growing up his entire life, being told that he was going to be king one day, and then all of a sudden, nope, Amber's going to be queen. Oh, Amber wasn't really trained to be queen. Like she's been raised to not be queen. James has been raised all this time to become king. So it's a good thing they figured that out early. While the kids were still children. But it's also like, how has Roland gone this entire time without figuring that out, though? That his sister was supposed to be queen.
Yeah, it's like, I just assumed the law. You didn't go back to the rule book, to the law books, and like read the wording of it.
Like, isn't that kind of your job as the king, to be well versed in the law?
I mean, yes and no.
I mean, like,
but then again, I don't know.
I mean, I know that he's making an assumption based on like what he was told when he was younger, and a lot of kingdoms are, you know, the firstborn male heir is the heir.
Mm-hmm. But it's also like, for how seriously Roland takes his job, and for how good he is at it, the fact that he doesn't know this one specific law is like a bit odd. Also, there's also the fact that they weren't really that young. Like, it's like when we first are hinted at the fact that Tilly was supposed to be queen, because Roland and Cedric are supposed to be the same age. So, if Cedric was like, 10 to 12 years old at the time, then Roland should have been too. And they were very open about the fact that Tilly was next in line to be queen. So, like, how did he not pick up on that?
This party is whiz-bang. There's no way for our future queen to act. I mean, he wasn't there in that moment to hear it. He was somewhere else in the room.
No,
but it's like your sister's wearing a big crown and a cloak.
And like, people are telling her that the way that she acts is inappropriate for a future queen.
And it's probably not the first time someone said that to her.
Yeah, it's like, knowing Tilly's personality, there's no way that's the first time she has ever acted in a way that wasn't traditional for a princess to act.
I mean, she was hopping around on a pogo stick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, for the most part, the show is great. The writing is pretty sound, but there are moments where you're just like, huh. So gotta suspend our disbelief for the sake of storytelling in this moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes characters have to be stupid in order for story points to work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not so bad that it breaks the entire show. It just leaves you going, huh, well, that's weird.
Yeah. But also, no show is perfect.
No. And I feel like we're able to talk about these things because we love the show and because we've watched it multiple times. So we've noticed things that, you don't notice on a first watch.
Yeah, especially when the show is being aired weekly. And you're not, we're re-binging it after already having seen it multiple times.
Yeah, it was like, okay, we'd watched it when episodes were coming out weekly over a 4-year period. And we are now going back and binge watching it, watching multiple episodes in a sitting.
Mm-hmm.
So we're able to, remember things and be like, well, they said this in this previous episode that I watched just an hour ago.
Mm-hmm. But I will say this, though. Props to them for actually remembering the fact that in season 1, it is established that Amber is 12 minutes older than James.
7.
And then, or 7, yeah. And then they don't mention it again until season 4. And it's the same number of minutes. And it's like, hey, props to them for remembering that.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job of setting stuff up and then following through way later. The whole elf situation was first mentioned in the Baker King episode, which was a season 1 episode, and then you don't actually meet the elves and find out what the whole elf situation is until season 4.
Which
the elf situation is finally resolved, and the whole episode is called the elf situation. And you're like, well, that was all set up. Yeah. You're like, wow, that was set up a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it came back a few more other times as well.
And I kind of like how that was handled too, with the resolution being that they just needed to get the two leaders to actually have fun with each other and become friends. And that it was something that, really, that's, James and Sophia knew the best way to do that, because okay, yeah, that makes sense, because the best way to do that is to have the kids help them to have fun like children again, so that they can remember what it was like when they were friends as children. Because that's not something that Roland would reasonably think about, because he's approaching it as an adult trying to be diplomatic. But James and Sophia are children who see the world much more innocently, and are able to see this and be like, hey, if we get them having, they were actually having fun. If we get them having fun again, then this might actually work out.
I also loved that episode tells us that Roland's handwriting is terrible, and Bailiwick is one of the few people who can read it.
Yep.
Your cheese fancies. Which is apparently air your grievances. You're like, oh, his handwriting is terrible.
How long do you think it took Bailiwick to actually figure out how to decipher Roland's handwriting?
Probably a while. I feel like Bailiwick has been with them for quite some time.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he was willing to believe that he was getting too old to be an effective steward anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Can always count on Bailiwick.
When trouble lurks, they'll make it work. I love that the whole "I'll make it work" is a reference to who Bailiwick's voice actor is.
Yep. I mean, he does say it a few times in the show too.
Yeah, it's like his catchphrases is "I'll make it"
work,
which is a variation of "make it work."
Well, like he'll be giving instructions to the staff as they're setting up the ballroom and be like, "Make it work, everyone." And it's like, oh, there, he said it. He said it.
So, what would we do without Bailiwick? I don't know, miss. He does everything around here. Now, always count on Bailiwick.
It's funny how,
he's right.
You know, since I never really watched Project Runway, I never really got to know the actor or his voice until I started watching Sofia the First. To the point where it's like when he actually does cameo in Drop Dead Diva, and I rewatched that recently, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Bailiwick's voice actor. Wait, he was the host of Project Runway?
Yep. Bailiwick even kind of looks like him.
Yeah. It's funny because like the show expects you to recognize him from Project Runway, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's Bailiwick from Sofia the First. And the only reason I knew that he was the host of Project Runway is because they literally say that in Drop Dead Diva when he cameos. Jane's dream sequences were fun. Would I lie to you, Judge Paula Abdul?
Breaks out into song.
Would I lie to you? Would I lie to you, honey? Now would I say something that wasn't true? I'm asking you, sugar, would I lie to you? Gosh, Brooke Elliott has such an amazing voice, and she's so pretty too.
Would I lie to you, Judge Paula Abdul?
It's also fun how they actually did have some positive LGBTQ plus representation too. Like there was even an episode where Jane was defending a trans woman whose wife passed away, and the in-laws were trying to claim that we're trying to deny Jane's clients any of her rights to
as the spouse.
Yeah, as the spouse to their inheritance. And like Jane had to find a way of defending her without misgendering her, without trying to use the, oh, well, her birth certificate says male, therefore the marriage is legally binding. And instead, she uses an existing case where a trans woman married a cis man, and in that court case, the court had deemed that because her birth certificate did not, or I know, I think it was the other way, but like the court, because the birth certificate showed that oh no, yeah, that was the case. Because her birth certificate showed male, they deemed that the marriage was null and void because the court saw it as two men. So they were able to argue that because the court had deemed in that case that marriage was null and void because it was a cis man and a trans woman, that in this case, where it was a trans woman and a cis woman, that meant that the marriage was legally binding. And they were able to win the case without arguing that she wasn't a woman.
But yeah, Jane's dream sequences were fun.
Yeah, they were.
They were like little music videos.
Mm-hmm.
I love you to love me. I'm begging you to beg me. I got you to want me. I need you to need me.
I'd love you to love me.
I'll shine up
my
the old brown shoes,
put on a brand new shirt. I get home early from work if you say that you love me. Didn't I see you crying? Oh, didn't I see you crying? Feeling all alone without a friend, you feel like dying. Oh, didn't I see you crying? I want you to want me. I need you to need me. I love you to love me. I'm begging you to beg me.
I want you to
want me. I need you to want me. I want you to want me. I want you to want me.
Instrumental break.
And also water break.
And then the Don't Leave Me This Way.
I was just thinking about that
one too. When Grayson's in a coma.
Mm-hmm. Neo? What's up, Monkey Butt? We're only halfway through stream. It's not dinner time yet.
Don't leave me this way. Baby, my heart is full of love and could die for you.
So come on down and do what you gotta do. Come satisfy the need in me. Only out your love it sets me free. Oh, dang it, Leo.
Oh, Leo.
He stepped on my keyboard and pressed the mute button.
Set me free and set
me
free. Come on and set me free. Set me free.
Come on, set me free and set me free, baby. My heart is full of love and desire for you. So come on down and do what you gotta do. Come and satisfy the need in me. Only your true loving can set me free.
Jane, are you okay? Yeah, I just had that same dream again, except this time it was disco instead of reggae.
That was a good show.
It was.
It's not very often that I get that invested in a live action show.
It's not that often I get invested in like a live action drama
Yeah,
series.
that too. Like this is a Lifetime show. And I like it. Yeah, but it also had its moments of messiness too. I mean, the messiness is like you're there for the drama and how messy it is, but it's also like, Stacy, you're asking your best friend's former fiance to father your future children.
Yeah, that's weird. Don't do that. Like, even if she hadn't come back in another person's body, like, that, even if she truly was, you know,
Oh no, not
gone,
Grayson,
gone.
Owen. In the final season, Stacy decides that she wants to have a child. And
right.
but she has a hard time finding a good donor, because she's very particular about what she wants in a donor. And then she realizes that Owen has all of the traits that she's looking for.
And it's like, honey, that's your bestie's former fiance.
But she had been trying for so long to get to win back because, she did kind of mess that one up.
Remember when his, like, collapsing was going to be the end of the series?
Yeah.
And then that was not going to get any kind of resolution.
I'm so glad that they were able to finish the show with her and Grayson finally getting together, even if it was Grayson also hitting the return button.
Yeah.
And like, you totally understand why everyone else in her life who isn't Stacy is concerned about.
It's like, Grayson just died, and now you're suddenly moving on with a convict? So it's like, they thought, it's like, okay, he's pursuing you to use you as your lawyer skills to, like, prove his innocence. Like, they all assumed that, like,
well, no, because like Jane was able to win their case in one episode, and it was after that episode that people saw them dating and like, acting like a couple, and they're like, Grayson just died a few days ago. And this guy was your client whom you saved off of death row And yes, you proved that he wasn't actually guilty, but like...
But it's like, honey, this is not a good way to deal with your grief.
Yeah. It's like, on the outside, yeah, it does look like she's
like
just
weird because it looks like she's spiraling and like just jumping into a new, like jumping at the first man who showed interest because like she doesn't want to deal with the grief and like she wants to just. And it's like, oh, Jane, no, this.
And like Stacy's the only one who knows that he's actually Grayson.
Yeah. The rest of the audience and like the audience is like, okay, we know that's Grayson, so like we're okay with this. But yeah, to the rest of like your coworkers and your friends, it's like, Jane, do you need help?
Yeah.
This isn't good. This is not healthy, Jane. You should maybe you should be seeking therapy and not a new relationship.
It's like it gets to the point where she almost even leaves the firm because everyone keeps trying to tell her that I forget his name, but everyone keeps trying to tell her that, you know, he's not good for her, that he's trying to use her, that he's up to something, and it's like,
you can kind of understand where they're coming from, and you're just like, they do not have the insider knowledge.
Because their concern comes from how much they care about Jane.
It's like, to them, this looks like a woman who just lost the love of her life and is now spiraling and is just jumping into the first relationship that came her way as a way of not dealing with the reality of what just happened to her. And this looks like a man taking advantage of a grief-stricken woman who is not making good choices.
Yeah. And then, like, even more so for Owen, because at this point, he and Stacy have actually gotten together and gotten engaged and are planning their wedding. And Owen's like, hey, Stacy, maybe you could talk to Jane because she's not listening to us. And, you know, we're concerned because this guy's clearly taking advantage of her. And Stacy's just like, no, he's a good person. It's like, trust me. It's like trust me. I can't really explain this to you, but, you know, this is actually fine. I will say though, even though it is sad that Fred doesn't get to come back and be with Stacy, I am also kind of glad that Fred doesn't like come back as Grayson's guardian angel, that Paul just ends up pulling double duty and being both of their guardian angel. Cause like that would have been so upsetting if Fred was to actually come back while Stacy is now in a serious committed relationship and about to get married to another man.
And of course she doesn't remember him.
Yeah, and she doesn't remember him.
She's like, Fred who?
Yeah. But Fred is still clearly in love with Stacy and misses her, because he even asks Grayson about her. Although I do have to wonder what exactly did happen to Fred after that, because like he had to have gotten into so much trouble from that. It's like, okay, Deb pressed the return button and went into Jane's body. Okay, so, well, that was the first time this has happened in thousands of years. Nope, this is literally the first time this ever happened. Just don't let it happen again. And then, like, a year or two later, Jane discovers how Deb did it, and it's like, okay, now I'm gonna press the return button so that I can go back to Earth. And then it's like, okay, clearly clearly this button is dangerous. We're gonna remove them from everybody's keyboards. So nobody's going to have a return button anymore. And then Fred's like, okay, well, but now Grayson is here, and I kind of owe Jane for taking care of me when I was supposed to take care of her. So I'm going to sneak this keyboard out of storage, which is the very last one with a return key on it, so that Grayson can go back. And it's like, okay, the first and second times were not really Fred's fault. The third time absolutely was.
Oh yeah, it's like we removed all these buttons and you found the one keyboard that... Like, that was a deliberate... That time it was deliberate.
Yep. Because, like, with Deb and Jane, it could have been anyone. It literally could have been anyone working the computer there, and they still would have done what they did. But with Grayson, it could only have been Fred. No other angel would have done that for him. No other angel would have said, hey, there's one more keyboard, let me grab it real quick and plug it in. It's funny because probably nobody in Chaz probably even knows what the heck we're talking about. I doubt anyone.
Some of do, but also somewhat don't.
Yeah, it's a show called Drop Dead Diva. It's essentially a Lifetime isekai, except that instead of a teenage girl dying and then reincarnating in another world, it's a grown woman who simply gets reincarnated in another woman's body.
It's like she returns to the world she's originally from, but now she's a different person. She goes from Deb, the aspiring model, to Jane, the super busy lawyer.
Yep. And also incredibly smart.
It's like she doesn't have any of Jane's, like, memories, but she does have, like,
her legal knowledge.
Jane's and her intelligence and, like, all her legal knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Dang, we haven't even gotten a regular shiny Trampa yet. What do you think are the odds that the very first sparkly Trampa is going to also be alpha?
Who knows?
Yeah, I was supposed to say I have no clue.
And probably when I go to bed tonight, I'll probably just leave my character sitting outside the zone and just let it switch back and forth between night and day. It's not the most efficient way of hunting, but like,
it is a good way to automate it.
Yeah, it's the only way to really automate this hunt. Because sadly, there is not a bench nearby. All the benches are more than 60 feet away. Oops. Oh yeah, Garner was kind of mad though when I said that I found the shiny Dedenne. He sent a GIF of a growling dog that says "fluff you."
Fluff you.
Yeah, we haven't even had a single sparkle though. Like, come on, Grandpa. Shine. It's too bad there's no way to increase these odds without, outside of just having the shiny charm. But it's also either do this hunt or the Maushold. And I really don't want to hunt Tandemaus.
Yeah. I remember you doing that last week.
Not fun. Also cannot automate that hunt.
Cannot automate that hunt, and there was no sparkle sound effect.
Yep.
Because that was in Scarlet and Violet. I still think it's ridiculous that they didn't bring the shiny sound effect over into that game.
Yeah. I guess I can kind of understand it when you think about it from the point of view of the fact that they would have been making both games at the same time. So they probably didn't even think about it because that was a feature that was in Legend ZA that that the team working on Scarlet and Violet probably didn't even know that they were adding into ZA.
I'm just glad it's been incorporated since in other games.
Yes. It's like, I'm sure Game Freak has to know by now that yes, this is what we want, and we will be very upset if we don't get it.
Well, because it's like it's an accessibility thing as well. Like,
and if there weren't so many shinies that are so hard to notice, it wouldn't even be so bad.
Yeah, because there's so many shinies where like the color difference between their regular form and the shiny form is like so minuscule. And then like of course the game's lighting, especially in Scarlet and Violet, can trick you.
Yep.
Make you think it's a shiny, and then it's like, oh no, it's not. It's just how the game's lighting was working in this area.
Sorry. Water went down the wrong pipe.
Oof. You want it okay?
Yeah. I'm okay. Oh, I got Leo's attention though. Hi, monkey boy. Leo, mine.
He's just like, Mama, you okay?
Yes, Mama's fine. Mama's not gonna drown. It's okay.
I've had that happen with the dogs when I'm looking after them. It's like I'll cough or I'll sneeze, and then sometimes they'll even like come from like they'll have been resting in another room, and I'll like start coughing or I'll have like a sneezing fit, and so they'll come out of whatever room they were resting in and just come towards me and just stare at me like, "You okay?" And I have to let them know that I'm fine, and then once they've been reassured, they'll go back to resting.
But now Leo's like, "Hey, Mama, is it 8 yet?"
Honey, it's not even 7. It's 6:46. It's not dinner time.
What? Oh. No, the microphone doesn't need to be that close to my face.
It does one of two things. Either push the microphone closer to you, or mute it.
Yeah. Sometimes both.
It's just like, I'm helping, Mom. Oh. The Discord stream crashed.
Oh, I think because Leo's sitting on the keyboard.
Leo.
That's weird. Where is it? Oh, it like actually, he closed the window. That's what he did. That's why I couldn't find the window, because he closed it.
Oh, Leo.
You're incorrigible. He's like, ain't I a Dickens?
Aren't I a stinker?
Alright, there we go.
There we go.
He's like, but you also love me. He's like, yes, I can't help it. I love you. Oh, and I can feel him purring. He is sitting on my foot.
If I had that happen with the animals I look after, my foot would quickly go to sleep and eventually start hurting.
Yeah, we get there sometimes too.
Yeah, but Leo doesn't weigh like 70 pounds.
That's true. But like my leg will start to cramp because it's in like kind of an awkward position when he lays down. But if I try to stretch it out, he's like, wait, but but I was comfortable with it where it was. It's like, yeah, you were comfy. I was not.
It's like Mama's foot was going to sleep.
Mm.
And if your foot's asleep for long enough, you start getting that pins and needles feeling.
Yup. Come on, Grandpa.
Sparkle for us, please. We've been at this for nearly 2 hours.
It hasn't sparkled once.
Not even just a regular shiny.
Exactly. Like, no wonder B-Rad hasn't found this thing yet. Yeah, and it's like, I could leave this to him and Gardner, but like, if B-Rad finds the Drampa, then he will. Looks like right now, he and I are tied as far as like the special. Or well, no. Right now, I'm the only one who's found any of the special hunts. But like, if I don't find any of the week, if I find one of the week 2 special hunts, then it doesn't matter if I don't find one in week 4 because I'll still be 3 out of 4. But if I but B-Rad well no, but like B-Rad has also found a week 3 special hunt. So if he finds a week 2 special hunt and I don't, then we'll be tied in terms of the special hunts. But if I can get a week 2 special hunt, then even if B-Rad also gets a week 2 special hunt, I'll still have a strong lead. But if I find this Drampa and Gardner finds the Maushold before B-Rad gets any of them, then that gives me a much larger advantage, because I could just not do a week 4 special hunt and I would still have a strong lead. So, like, it's in my best interest for Gardner to get the Maushold and I get the Drampa. And that's what I plan on saying to him later, too. Be like, hey, just be glad I'm going for Drampa and not Maushold. But if B-Red gets a week 2 special hunt, then I have to get a week 4 special. Because as of right now, if B-Rad gets the week 2 special and I don't, the only thing that would be keeping me in the lead are the extra points that I got for all 3 of my regular hunts being alpha as well. Because out of the 5 of us, Gardner was the only, like, there was another person who got a Kirlia during week 1, and B-Rad and someone else got, I think it was Gumi that they got week 1. So B-Rad and I both got half points from week 1, but I got the additional points for it being alpha. And then week 2, nobody had duplicates. But B-Rad hasn't been going for the alphas each week. He's just been submitting a regular shiny when he finds them. Considering the fact that the prize is a free copy of Pokemon Winds or Waves next year, I would like to win. I mean, I'm not going to be, like, completely heartbroken or devastated if I don't win this year. But I still want to try. I still want to give it my all. And it'd be fun to be able to say that I won this 2 years in a row. Plus, if I do win a free copy of Winds or Waves, then that means that whichever game I get as my prize, I can just buy the other game as a second copy. And, like, say I choose Winds as my reward, I could ask for a physical copy of Winds, and then buy a digital copy of Waves. That way, it doesn't matter what time the physical copy got here, I'd still have the digital download that I could play as early as I want to on release day. And with a physical copy, I could also lend it to Rena, too, if she wanted to play it. Oh yeah, we got an announcement a few days ago. I have another game to look forward to in 2027. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 is coming out next year.
2027. It's crazy to think that we're nearing the end of the 2020s.
I know.
It's like we're already halfway through the 2020s, and it's like, oh boy, this decade has been something else.
It has. I am ready for the 2030s, though.
Yeah, like hopefully. Like, we came into this decade like, oh yeah, by the way, here, have a plague.
Yes. The fact that...
Start the decade with a plague.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I don't go out and like socialize with people in person much. But it was like a thing of like, oh, that option is just gone completely. If you wanted it did.
Yeah.
And then of course having like when you did have to go out to like say buy groceries, you know, like having to wear the mask and gloves and
yeah.
I mean, people have continued to, especially in the winter, to mask because it's been proven as a like very successful flu prevention tool. Like,
and like there are other countries like Japan where that's just always been the norm.
That's always been like the common thing of like even if you just have a basic cold, like if you have to go out in public, you mask.
Leo?
Did he close it?
He did.
Yes, he did.
And now he's excited.
No, Leo. Naughty boy.
Trampus just staring at me.
He's like, what?
I didn't do anything. I'm just laying on the blanket. If there's something under there, then that's your fault, Mama. It's like, the keyboard is under the blanket because you wouldn't leave it alone! And now he's aggravated.
Well, he better behave if he wants to stay in the room.
Yeah.
He has to be a good kitty, or he loses room privileges.
Exactly.
And looking all cute and innocent doesn't work on his Auntie Raina.
No, it does not.
She's wise to your antics, boy. You misbehave and you annoy your aunt. Leo!
I think Rena might actually be getting up because he, like, just bolted out into the living room. Like he heard her moving.
Quick, close the door. The 3 strikes, you're out. I'm trying to watch my bestie stream.
It's like I'm trying to find the yellow grandpa. So far, all of these grandpas are green!
Nothing against green, it's a great color, but it's not what we're looking for.
Green hair? Not green hair! Such an awful, awful color!
Ah, say.
Also, yes, I was right about why Leo got up.
He went to pester his auntie.
Yes, he heard her getting up. I just saw her walk past. Still no grandpa!
Hunting log. 2 hours later, and still no shiny grandpa. I'm starting to doubt its existence.
Dang it, I hate that the game chat button is right next to the home button. I keep pressing it by accident. It's so annoying. Well, I have to imagine what would happen if I actually did find the shiny Drampa, the Shalfa Drampa on this stream. Start thinking maybe I'm the hacker.
But we have to start the hashtag MatsuHacks.
Nah. If I was hacking, we would have found this thing an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
One eternity later.
Come on, Grandpa. Sparkle! That is not Sparkle! I said Sparkle! Yep, Neil's in baby duck mode. I refer to him as a baby duck when he does that, because he just follows you around staring at you. Like, McLovins? Pet me? Give me dinner? I was being stared at for a minute, and then I looked back at him, and he walks away. This is getting tedious, though. It's like, at least with the Amara hunt, I could automate it somewhat, and then we could do other things. This is just...
Sit, click, sit, click.
Sit and click. Yep, exactly. I'm getting the yawns. Ugh. I am kind of impressed with how close I got the save, though, on these resets. It's like I saved literally right before the Drampa spawned in, so that with every reset, it's already finished spawning in by the time the game finishes loading. Drampa has a very fast respawn time, too. Like, I was surprised at how quickly it respawned. It's like some of the other reset hunts that I've set up had to wait for the timer to be like almost halfway through the day. But Drampa really only took like a minute. Oh, Neil mine.
He has returned.
Yee. Excuse me. I'm getting eepy. Been having that issue where it's like, if I go to bed early, I'm up super early and still can't get 8 hours. But if I stay up, then I still wake up before 8 hours. And it's like, just let me get 8 hours. I'm not in pain anymore, please. I need 8 hours of sleep. But fortunately, I didn't take any makeup time this weekend, so I will have plenty of time to get some sleep.
That's good.
Yeah, so I can wake up in the morning, watch some videos and stuff until I get eepy again, then around like 12 o'clock, 12 or 1 o'clock, take a nap. Then me up at 4, in time for a stream at 5. I don't know if anyone's even in chat anymore, though.
I doubt it.
YouTube does see that somebody has been here, just nobody's chatting. So there's at least one person. But you know, lurkers are also welcome. I appreciate people being here even if they aren't comfortable with chatting.
Yep.
That is A-okay.
This is growling.
Hmm?
My stomach's growling.
Oh. You getting hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sleepy. I don't know though. Maybe I will, because like I'm really it is really starting to hit me.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go for another 5 minutes. I think that seems fair. Go for another 5 minutes and then wrap up.
Yeah.
Possible some real food might wake me up.
Yeah.
And I can also take a bit of a break from shiny hunting too. It's like I'm using my right hand, but like even that I need to make sure I'm resting so that I don't overwork it while I'm trying to rest my left hand. Well, I will say that if I don't get the special hunt from week 2, it's also not the end of the world either.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, even if I don't win, like, obviously I want to try to win, but if I don't win, it's, you know, it's not the end of the world. I can still be happy for whoever does. But I would still like to give it my best shot. So that's half the fun.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Drampa. Grandpa! I need you to be sparkly with red eyes, please.
You please do that for us.
Can you please? Please. Pretty, please?
With strawberries on top?
Yeah. Please, Lord Garatina? In your mind.
I don't know why, but I'm just suddenly remembering that creepy dream Ken had in Tomodachi Life.
I know.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, praise the message in a bottle. And everyone just being like, praise. So weird. It's like, what is this? A cult to the message in a bottle?
Apparently.
Wouldn't also be in a candle or something too.
Not that I remember.
No, but it's... Alright, it's been 5 minutes and still no, so... We're gonna go ahead and wrap up here. We'll see if we do this again tomorrow. We'll see. I'm not gonna make any promises. But, we'll see. Until then, thank y'all for joining us today. And as